Financial freedom mindset. Today I'm just coming on here thanking the older people that gave me this mindset. And I know I always talk about my mom and also my stepfather. And it's a major shout out to them because they really helped me along the way. My stepdad showing me the definition and an example of how hard work could benefit, and my mom from Senate showing me the example of sacrificing. And I put both of them together, and I am who I am today because of them. But at the same time, I'm coming on here to also thank the other older people, and I can't say everybody's name, but it's sometimes I just sit back, and even strangers, because I had strangers come up to me and just try to give me some good advice. And probably when I was younger, my head was so hard that I wouldn't listen to them. But now when I go back and I think about it, I'm like, you know what? Thank them, because it made a lot of sense, and they didn't have to do what they had to do or had to do, whatever. Anyway, long story short, one day I was with my friend Alonzo, rest in peace, and this is probably like 14, maybe 15 years ago. Long story short, I had a nice car, rims, I had TVs in the car, a loud music, which probably annoyed a lot of people because I hate hearing loud music now because I'm older. Anyway, long story short, it was a guy, he was working, and we came out of a store or something like that. And he said, hey, young man, let me talk to you for a second. And I'm from Florida. We're not really friendly. So when people call us and we don't know them, we like, man, what this man want? He's like, hey, man, I like your car. I'm happy for you, man. But, next time before you spend all that money on that car, make sure you buy a house first. And I was like, man, I'm young and stubborn. I'm like, man, how you know I don't have a house already, man? He's like, hey, if you do have a house, that's good, man. But buy another one and invest your money, man, because when you get my age, you don't want to be working hard like me. I was like, all right, man, thanks. But I'm stubborn at that time and just like, man, how you know I ain't have a house? I did not have a house. I did not have a house at that time. But it was just a stranger seeing me and said, man, let me try to encourage this young guy to say, don't spend all your money on that stuff yet, because it's just going to depreciate in value. And that was just one of the learning lessons that I took, and I think about it now because I'm that person. When I see younger people, it depends on how I'm feeling, but I always try to give them the advice. Like my little sisters, of course, my kids all the time, my friends' kids, and other little kids, I try to encourage them because I know that most of the world ain't gonna encourage them to do that. They just want them to be a consumer and live paycheck to paycheck, and they don't feel sorry for you at the end of the day. So I just don't want them to learn the hard way. I want them to learn from my mistakes. But anyway, that was an example. When I was 18 or 19, I started working at this job, and I had two older guys, Johnny and Saniq, and they came to me two separate occasions. And they said, hey, man, you're a young guy, man. Are you in 401k? And I didn't even know what 401k is. I just basically started working a real job like that. And I was like, no, what's that? It's like, yeah, man, you're young. The company, you put in $1 and the company will put in 50 cents. And when you become, I think it was 60, 65 at the time or something like that, you'll have a lot of good money saved. That's basically like free money. You put in $1 and they'll put in 50 cents. And I went up there to human resource when they told me, because I was like, man, this guy's saying it, and then this other guy saying it, so it must be something worth it. Let me go up there. So I went up there and I joined it. And they was like, hey, how much percentage you want to, I think it was like 6% or 10% or something like that. Anyway, long story short, they ended up even taking me out of it because they said I was too young. I had to be 21. But I guess whoever signed me up, I was 19, and they didn't catch on. So they ended up sending me the check back. Long story short, I was in it, but I'm still in it to today, and I never regret them telling me to join that. So I always want to say thank you. And I just want to encourage people, if you are the older people and you see younger people, if it's inside of you and you know them, or it's a relative, or you just so happen to see them, please speak some knowledge into them. Don't just look at them and say, oh, these kids don't listen, they don't know everything. It could be that one person. My kids might not even listen to me, but they might get older, and I would prefer them to say, man, I should have listened to my father instead of, I wish my father had told me this. Why didn't my father tell me credit was important? Why didn't my father tell me that saving money was important? They would never have that excuse. The only excuse they would have is, I should have listened to my father because he was always telling me about this, and now I see it. So I just want to come on here to say, there's plenty more family members that I had that always had encouraging words for me and always was there and probably said things to me and say, hey, what about this and what about that? So I became that person. With my little sister, she could do what she want to do, but I'm going to always be there to encourage her to say, hey, if you're doing this, hey, you should think about this. Oh, you ever thought about this before? Because she probably doesn't know. I've been there, I've done that, and I don't want her to learn the hard way like I had to learn. And I don't want my kids to learn the hard way than I had to learn. They got to learn through my era. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to just be in their ear talking. But right now, as they kids, I can make them do certain things. But of course, when they get 18, 19, and 20, hopefully they'll learn through my mistakes and not their own mistakes. And I always tell my son, there's 3 people in the world. The wisest people learn from other people's mistakes. Smart people, they learn from their own mistakes. Stupid people don't learn from their mistakes. They do the same thing over and over. Same mistakes, same mistakes, same mistakes, same mistakes. It's all on who you want to be in the world. I would prefer them to be wise and learn from my mistakes, but at the same time, we're human. So anyway, I just want to come make this short video and to tell people, if you are those people, or if you're that, like how I was young, and your mom and dad and your auntie and your uncle, brother, mom, sister, auntie, whoever, they was tough on you, and you think about it, say, man, that person was really looking out for me. Because understand, people don't have to do nothing for you. Even if they're your parents. Some parents don't do nothing for some people. Understand it is not easy trying to be the bad guy or the wise guy all the time. People love to have fun. So when you come around, you're like, my son probably like, man, dad always talking about saving money, man. I just want to be a kid, man. What are you talking about? It's just my job. I might be like that with people. I ain't having stupid conversation. I ain't with all that gossip. If you messing with me, bro, we're going to talk about productive things. We could talk about foolishness too, but that ain't what I'm all about. And it's okay. I ain't here to beg for friends. Anyway, people, at the end of the day, financial freedom mindset. Like the video, dislike the video, comment, share the video. Financial freedom available on Amazon. Click the link below. And thank you, everybody. And I'm here. Later, people.